Hey guys, it's Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Today's video is an exciting one because it's my year of makeup empties. I am super excited to film this video to share with you guys. I know you guys love these videos. They're my most popular videos on YouTube. I don't know where faces came from. But anyway, I'm gonna link my playlist down below if this is the first time that you are watching these kinds of videos. These are all the makeup products that I used up in the year of 2022. Now, parentheses, because you always have to put some sort of disclaimer here, it should go without saying really. These products were not all brand new from beginning to end. Most of them had some sort of usage prior to me finishing them. Some have taken years. I just happened to have finished it in 2022. I do wear a lot of makeup, as you guys can see. I do wear makeup every single day. And I am not the type of person that is very extremely gentle, that just kind of like dabs their brush and then, no. I do my makeup fast. I wear a lot of it, and it is what it is. If you guys hate consumerism, this might not be the video for you because I went through a ton of stuff. So that being said, I'm not gonna make this intro too long because the video itself is very long. I'll give you guys totals at the end. So that's it for the intro. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start first with the palettes that I have completely finished up in the year, and these are the 4 palettes that I'm gonna talk about. I hope the angle is okay, just because my dogs are acting like it's the first time they've seen a tripod before, and I have to put it kind of a weird angle. Anyway, I have 2 face palettes, a blush palette, and an eyeshadow palette. Technically, these 2 top ones here are from my Pan That palette. The first one was the Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter palette in the light medium shade, and this one it's like 2-sided with a mirror in the middle. I'm just gonna cover that up. The top row here was face products, powder products. It had 2 bronzers, 1 face powder, and a highlighter. And then on the bottom one, I had the cream products. I had 1 cream highlighter, 3 different shades of concealer, and 1 cream bronzer. And as you guys can see, I used all those up. Very happy about that. And then the eyeshadow portion of this Pan That palette was an eyeshadow palette from Sephora. This had 5 shades. Originally, it's a 6-pan palette, but I had used up that shade in a previous year, so I was only working on these 5. Used them up, really enjoyed it, and it was fine. I'm glad I'm getting this. It's pretty bulky for only 6 eyeshadows, so I'm glad I'm getting this guy out. Then this was part of my Partners in Cream project pan. This was in the project all year. It had 3 cream blushes. I had already used up that shade in a previous year, so I was only working, I'm sorry, I still didn't clean that up, I'm sorry, but I did use up these 3 cream shadows, not shadows, blushes, and I'm glad that I got this guy out. Really happy. Then I used up my Aurora Glow Kit from ABH. This was sent to me by Joy from Joyful Beauty. She no longer makes videos, but back when she did, she sent this to me. And as you guys can see, these 2 shades were finished from previous years. So I was only working on those 4 highlighters, and I was able to work, to use them all up. If you guys have been with me for, several years already, you guys know that I had been using this palette in other years. I just hadn't finished any of those shades. Like Orion only had like the edge of it left. Luna also had pan already on it. Helia also had pan on. And then Spectra had maybe like 2/3 of it, because this was a purpley shade that I was using to franken with other shadows to make a bronzer, things like that. So this palette already had pan in it, which is why I wanted to use it up in 2022, and I'm glad that I did. So very happy that I got at least 4 palettes. This is a lot of packaging if you think about it. It's a lot of packaging to get rid of, and I'm happy about that. So those are the face palettes. Moving on to primers. These are all the primers that I used up in the year. This is from Ola Henriksen, the Banana Bright Face Primer. Didn't like it, didn't care for it. I would never repurchase this again. Then the number 7 Skin Illuminator. I use this as a primer, like a base for all over my face. Really enjoyed it. I would highly recommend this one if you like a glowy base to your products, to your face before you start applying your products. Really did enjoy it, and I would repurchase. This one from Physicians Formula. This is the Spotlight Illuminating Primer. Really enjoyed this guy. This one came, I think, in a Ulta goodie bag, I think, a few years ago. Then the Touch and Soul No Pore Blem Primer. I really enjoyed this one. I already bought a full size. Then the YSL Touche Clot Blur Primer. I like this one, but I don't think I would repurchase. I don't think it did that it made a big of a difference to warrant the price point that the full size of this guy is. Then this one from Pure, the 4-in-1 Correcting Primer. I liked it. This was kind of a moisturizing primer. It felt like a lotion on my face. It worked fine. And then last but not least, I have this little baby compact from Tarte. And that's what it looks like on the inside. This is the Shape Tape Pore and Prime Balm. Really enjoyed this one. And I would consider buying this in the full size. I think this is very comparable, I would say, to the Tatcha Silk Canvas. I really enjoy that primer. These are the foundations that I used up. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I had more liquid foundation, but I guess I don't. I could have sworn I used up more. But anyway, I have 3 liquid, 1 powder. This one from Rimmel Stay Matte and this one from L'Oreal True Match. I combined them together. This one was too light, this one was too dark, and together they made the perfect shade. Maybe because this took me forever to use up. Maybe that's why I feel like I should have more. I don't know. But anyway, just those two. And then I used up 1 cream, like shadow stick, not shadow stick, foundation stick. This is from Tarte in the color light medium neutral. This was a foundation stick. As you guys can see, it's all done. There's a plastic. I don't dig into the plastic. So for me, that's good and done. This is the clay stick foundation. And then 1 powder foundation from e.l.f. This is the Camo Powder Foundation. I had mentioned that this was a little bit too light for me. So I mainly used this up to tone down my cream blush when I applied it. I would consider buying this in the full size, or repurchasing this, I should say. But in a darker shade, because like I said, this one was originally too light for me. So that's it for foundations for 2022. Aside from using the 3 concealer shades that were in this palette right here from Urban Decay, I did manage to use up another little one. This is a baby one, the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the color light medium. I really enjoyed this concealer. I even took out the stopper on this guy and I got out as much as I could. I don't know if you guys can see right there on the bottom, the wand doesn't reach it, and I am not about to stick a beauty spoon down there to get every last little bit out. So as I just use whatever the wand can reach and take out, and once that's done, it's done. So yeah, total of 4 concealers for 2022. These are all the face powders that I used up. I know it's a lot. Most of them are full size, but I do use a lot of powder to set my makeup. I was using a lot of face powder to set my blush, my cream blush. Even though I don't reapply powder throughout the day, I still managed to use quite a bit of powder products. The 3 here on top are little minis deluxe size samples. I have one from Kat Von D. This is still from Kat Von D. This is the Lock-It Setting Powder in the color Translucent. Use that guy up. Then I have 2 from Laura Mercier. These are the Translucent Loose Setting Powders. I have like a little travel size and then a mini. As you guys can see, that they are both completely done. I do remove the sifters in these little containers to make sure that I get all the product out. Then I have 2 more loose powders here. This one's from Sephora, the Bright Set Banana Powder. I really hated this powder. If you guys follow me on my Project Pens, you guys would have seen that. This was a struggle for me because this powder doesn't absorb the oils on your face. It just sits on top of your face and it looks pretty bad. So I did manage to use it up. I would never repurchase. I don't even know if it's available. And I used up the full size of this Too Faced Peach Perfect mattifying loose setting powder. I love this guy. I'm so sad that this has been discontinued. I do have another one, and then that will be it. I can still smell it. Smells really good. Did a great job in setting my face. Very finely milled. Love this powder. I don't know why they got rid of it. And then I have 6 pressed powders. This one right here is the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Face Powder. Use that guy all up. Then this one you would have seen in my recent Empties for December, the L'Oreal True Match Powder. Love it. Powder from Flower Beauty, the Light Illusion Perfecting Powder. First year trying this and I really loved it. I would highly recommend it and would like to repurchase. A long time love for it. is this powder from Sephora, the Micro Smooth Baked Face Powder. I really enjoy this. I'm in the color 25 medium. This is a really nice powder. It's a baked product, as you guys can see by the tile here. Great coverage, doesn't look cakey. It was a really good face color match for me. This is probably like my 5th container of this, and I have another one already in my back stock. Then this one from Maybelline, the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I think I've used this before, but in the other packaging, the white packaging. I don't know what the white, if it was just packaging that was changed, but like the letters and stuff, that used to be white. So I don't know if it's because it's blue, if it's different. But as you guys can see, I used it up. I would consider buying that one. I liked it. This one from ColourPop, however, the Pretty Fresh Pressed Face Powder, I didn't like it. I don't like the compact of this guy. This is it feels very cheap, and I don't like it. So the color was fine, but I just don't like it packaging wise. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I used up the other face powder that was in my Urban Decay palette. From bronzers, I only used up another additional one. I did end up frankening a bronzer out of eyeshadow, but like bronzer, I only used up one additional one. This is the NARS Laguna bronzer. It's a little deluxe size sample. I've used plenty of these before, and I really do enjoy this product. And then, of course, I had the 2 other bronzers that came into my face palette. So technically, I used up 3. For blush, I didn't use up any powder blush because I was focusing on these 3 cream blushes, which took me all year to use up, but I'm glad that at least I got 3 out of my collection. These are the highlighters that I used up. I have powder and cream / liquid highlighters. For the powder ones, I used up 1 that was here in this palette and then 2 other additional ones. This one is from Laura Mercier, the Translucent Powder Glow. This one's too glowy, glittery for my liking. So I ended up frankening this into a blush that I mixed with this powder and another eyeshadow. And that's what I used as a blush and used it up. Glad that I finished it because I don't like it on my face, like to use it as a highlighter itself. And then this mini one from Becca, this is the Vanilla Quartz highlighter. Use this guy up. And yeah, this is too white for my liking. Not that I could repurchase it, but you know, I wouldn't if I could. That's what I'm trying to say. Then for the cream / liquid ones, I used up 1 cream product that was in here. And then the other ones are like minis. This is the only one that's full size. It feels like I used this years ago. I'm like running out of breath because I'm going through these really fast. I don't want this video to be super long and I'm like running out of breath. Sorry. This is the only full size one. It feels like I used it years ago, but it's from Lancome. It's very similar to like a ColourPop packaging. And I guess the product itself also was kind of like that. This is a Glow Subtle Silky Cream Highlighter in the color Glowing Lights. I don't know if this is still available. Then I have a mini of the Cover FX Custom Infuser Drops in the color Moonlight. This is a highlighter. Alex from Alejandra Lisset, she sent me 2 full size of these, so I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Alex. I really enjoyed this. And then this one is also from Cover FX. This is an enhanced click stick in the color Bubbly. It was okay, nothing to write home about. Same thing about this Bobbi Brown Illuminating Moisture Balm. It was just okay, not something that I would repurchase. I'm sorry, and also this palette. Hello, this was just highlighters. That's all this was. So I used up those other 4 as well. These are the makeup setting sprays that I used up. I have this little baby one from MAC, the Max Fix Magic Radiance. I think this was a glowy setting powder. It was fine. There are other ones that I like better. This one from Tarte, the Stay Spray Setting Spray. Again, it was nice, nothing to write home about. Then the one that I love, my all-time favorite, the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. I really enjoyed that one. Then from Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I really enjoyed this guy. I would consider buying this one if the Urban Decay was not available. Then this one from e.l.f. It was fine. The Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist. I don't know what the blue light does or what the purpose of it was, but at least I got it done and out of my collection. Then this one from Kula. It's a makeup setting spray, sunscreen spray. I kept this in my car. I have another one going in my car that I only spray when I'm driving. That way I can reapply my SPF and not mess up my makeup, because you can't really apply SPF like regular lotion when you have your makeup on, because I mean, everything comes off. So these are the sprays that I used up. Eyeshadow primer, I only used up one and it took me all year to use this guy. This is the Kat Von D, as you guys can see, high voltage 8 eye primer. This thing was huge, almost 12 ml, so that's why it took me all year to use up. It was nice. It's not like I can repurchase it because I don't know if the new line has this primer, but I have other primers in my collection. I'm not dying for a replacement right now. For eyeshadows, is this crooked? For eyeshadows, you guys know my Pan That palette from Sephora that had the 5 shades right here. Use those up. Then my Pan That palette 2.0 was this little e.l.f. 6-pan palette, but there's a black shade here that, and you guys know that I don't pan black eyeshadow, so I just use those 5 up. So that is 5 plus 5, that's 10 shadows. Then I had this quad from Bare Minerals. Again, 3 shades, only because I don't pan the black eyeshadow, so I used up those 3, that's 13. Then I used up a single from MAC. This was in the color The Wrong Man. This was a pinky shade, very, very, very light baby pink. Maybe not baby pink, well maybe, yeah, like super, super light. I don't know how else to describe it, but I use this to set my eyeshadow. That's how light it was. Like you couldn't really see it as pink on the lid. Once I set my eyeshadow primer with this one, it would kind of just blend in. So I used it as that, not necessarily as a pink shade. So that's what, 14 shades. And then from this Gwen Stefani Urban Decay palette, I did manage to use up these 4 right here. This one was used in a previous year. And these are the 4 shades that I used to make the Franken bronzer. No, I'm lying. These 3 were for the Franken bronzer, and this one was kind of a matte cream-like shade. Maybe a little bit more champagne-y, but very light. I used this to set my eyeshadow primer. And then once I finished my eyeshadows for Pan That palette, I was kind of focusing on this guy, and as you guys can see, or I hope you can see, I made a bit of a dent on this shade right here called Steady, and on this shade called Pop. I would debated whether or not to use this as my Pan That palette, but obviously I went in a different direction. You guys saw that video, so I'm not gonna go into that right now. So if I counted correctly, I used up 18 eyeshadows this year. But wait, there's more. These are my cream shadows. I count them separately. I used one from ColourPop. This was in the color 6 in the City, and used it all up. This was like a reddish pinky. I have another one that's called 6 in the City, but it's completely different than this shade, so I think there was a mislabeling in the packaging. And then I used up one like cream shadow stick that's in a kind of like a lip gloss form. As you guys can see, it's all dried out. I did remove the stopper and I tried to use up as much as I could, but eventually it dried out. You can even see on the bottom, right here on the very bottom. So I'm happy with how much product I used up. I only have one more eyeshadow that's in this kind of packaging, so I'm happy about that. And the other 2 were cream shadow sticks. One is from Tarte, the waterproof shadow stick in the color Smoky Topaz. I don't know if they make these anymore, but I really enjoyed these. I think I have one more of these, I think. I could be wrong. And the other one is from Sephora, the Sephora cream shadow stick. And this one, as you guys can see, there's a clear plastic in the middle, even though there's products surrounding it. I couldn't apply it anymore. Really enjoyed it. I will continue to use those. For eyeliners, I feel like I didn't do as good as I do in other years, just because this one took forever. These are the liquid liners. These are the regular pencil liners. The liquid ones, I have 2. One from Kat Von D, the tattoo liner in the color Trooper, a classic. And then this one from Tarte, the Sex Kitten eyeliner, not waterproof. It kind of tended to run on me. Didn't like it, though it did last quite a bit. And then 3 pencil ones. I'll just pick them up here. The first one is this one from Makeup Forever in the color M10. I like the Makeup Forever, but I feel like they're kind of on the drier formula when it comes to eyeliners. Then this one is from Urban Decay in the color Perversion, the 24/7 Glide On pencils. This one worked okay. And then this one is from Marc Jacobs. This, I don't know what this is called, but oh, the little piece came out of the packaging, but there you go. As you guys can see, it's rolled up all the way, but this is so dry that it came out of the little thing. Though technically, I mean, I can't use it even though there's technically still product, because once I put it in there, as you guys can see, it goes all the way in. So those are the eyeliners that I used up this year. Now for mascaras. I feel like I should have more lash primers, but I don't know, this is all I have here. I have one from L'Oreal, the Luminous Base Mascara. Oh, well, technically I have a primer there. Maybe that's why I think. Anyway, so I have, yeah, this one, the L'Oreal Luminous Base Mascara. I really like this one. It's a complete dupe for the Lancome Cils Booster XL Lash Primer. I love both of them so much. I will buy either one. If this is on sale, the price is pretty comparable to this one, so I'll just get this one. But I think currently I'm using another one from L'Oreal, the Lash Paradise, and I'm really liking it. And then these are the mascaras. I only have 3 deluxe size samples. Usually I have more, but I went through a lot of full-size mascaras. The first one here that I didn't like is the Petite and Pretty. This was in my bottom 5 of this year. Then I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mascara. This was just okay. I don't remember how I liked it, so it must have not made a big impression on me. Then the CoverGirl Exhibitionist. I feel like this formula was too dry. I feel like this little container dried out really fast, so I wouldn't repurchase that one. Then for the full size, I have the Go Big or Go Home Mascara from Kat Von D. This was just okay. The Lash Stiletto Waterproof Mascara from Maybelline. I really enjoyed this one. I would gladly buy it again in the full size. This one from L'Oreal, the Double Extend Mascara. I didn't care for this. I kind of hoped that I would enjoy it because I remember using this in college and really liking it. But I guess now that I have had years since college and I've used many other mascaras, the bar is set a little bit higher than what this guys delivers. But, you know, it was just okay, but not something that I don't think I'd repurchase. The Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational. This one, I had mentioned to you guys I had issues with the stopper because the stopper comes up and I feel that made it dry out really fast. So because of packaging issues, and you guys told me that this happens to you as well, so I wouldn't repurchase that in the full size. Then this one from Ulta Beauty. This is the Curled Up Mascara. I really enjoyed it. I actually like the mascara that I've tried from Ulta. I really enjoyed, and this was no different. I would consider buying this one in the full size. I mean, repurchasing this. This is the full size. And then the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Really enjoyed it. I really liked it, and I would consider buying it again. For brow products, these are the ones I used up. I have the clear gels here and the colored products here. These 3 I absolutely hated. These 2 are from Ulta, the Ulta Beauty Brow Clear Brow Gel. They're just different packaging. I just don't like, this is so small. Like the wand here is so small. Like I didn't like it. And it never dried. My brows stayed wet. This one's even smaller. My brows stayed pretty wet throughout the whole day. So if I accidentally like ran my fingers through my face and I touched my eyebrows, like I would smear the brown on my forehead or side of my face or whatever. So yeah, didn't like this just because it doesn't dry. This one from Patrick Ta is just too much work for what it is. Can I even open it? It's a wax that you're supposed to activate with a wet medium and then run your spoolie on it and then apply it to your face. Too much work for me. I'd rather have something like this, the Essence Lash and Brow Gel. As you guys can see, I use this all up. I've used this many times in previous years and I really enjoy it. And it's a fraction of the cost of what these others would cost. So I would stick with this one. I highly, highly recommend it. Then for the brow color products, I only have 2 because these took me a while to use up. But once I used these up, I actually moved on to a powder product. So brown eyeshadows, things like that. But anyway, this is the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel. I really enjoyed this one. This was new to me this year. It's kind of has a doe foot applicator. It's a gel form. And I would highly recommend this one. I think it works really good. And then this one from Merit. This is the volumizing pomade in the color brown. I liked it okay, just because it's not quite my color. But I do have another one that is my color and one that's a clear. So I'm excited to try those out. And very exciting, these are the products, the lip products that I used up in 2022. A lot of liquid lipsticks. So I've kind of separated it into liquid lipsticks and then regular lipsticks, lip glosses, things like that. and these on the bottom are just lip balm. So I focused a lot on liquid lipsticks this year because I can wear these under my mask and still get use out of my lip products because I still have to wear a mask at work. So other than that, that's why I don't have that many, and I'm happy because there's 4 out of the 5 that are full size. So anyway, let's get to it. This is the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick in the color Bombshell. This one, I didn't remove the stopper because I wasn't a fan of the formula, but as you guys can see, I cleaned it out pretty well. So that's this one. Then I have one from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in the color Pure Hollywood. And then I didn't remove the stopper on that one, but as you guys can see also, it's pretty clear. Then the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the color Patina. I don't think I removed the stopper on any of these, but if you guys can see, I scraped out the sides as much as I could. This one from Ulta Beauty, the liquid lipstick in the color Scandi. Again, pretty clear on the sides, so I'm happy with that. And the mini one that I have here is from Too Faced, the Melted Matte in the color, it doesn't say. I think it had a sticker on the bottom, but it fell. But as you guys can see, clean that out really nicely. So that's this one. Then for actual lipsticks, I used up 3 a full size and 2 minis. This one's from Urban Decay in the color F Bomb. As you guys can see, it's a red lipstick. Rolled it up all the way up and it's done. Really glad that I got that one out of my collection. Then 2 mini from Bite Beauty. One is in the color Brioche and the bottom one is in Licorice. Brioche is this nudie color right here, and Brioche is a dark berry color that I have all over my hand here. So that's that one. Then I have 2 like crayon sticks. This one is from NARS. It was a Rakugian, no, it's a, what is it called? I can't remember, but the color was Rakugian. It's a clip crayon. And the other one is a lipstick from ColourPop in the color Brink. And this is all done. I can't roll it up anymore. Then lip glosses type products. I have this one from Clinique in the color Pink Honey. This one didn't have much, so it was very easy to use up right away. This one from Marc Jacobs in the color Honey or Honey. And as you guys can see, that one doesn't roll up anymore. It's all done. Then this one from Urban Decay, one of the oldest lip glosses in my collection from the Revolution line. And this was in the color Kinky. And I don't think I removed the stopper. No, this one was very thick. But as you guys can see, you can see also the sides scraped out. So that's that one. And I used up another little one from Buxom in the color Dolly. I love these lip glosses from Buxom. They're great. Then on the bottom here are my lip balms. I have this one that was kind of an egg-shaped lip balm. As you guys can see, everything all the way to the bottom, I got all out of it. Very happy about that. 2 from Sephora. One is in the scent Almond and the other one was in the Watermelon. I love these lip balms from Sephora. I think they're really great. This is technically a primer, a lip primer from MAC, but I used it as a lip balm. Then I have 2 potted ones here. One from Laneige. This is the Sleeping Lip Mask. Not a fan. I know a lot of people like this, but I'm not a big fan of that. And then this one from Fresh. This is the Sugar Caramel Hydrating Lip Balm. Came in a little tub. Use all that up. Then I have another one from Bite Beauty. This is the Agave Lip Mask. This was in a tube form. As you guys can see, used all that up. And last but not least, I have this little one from Fresh, the Sugar Advanced Lip Therapy. This also comes in a little bullet, but use all that up. So happy with the amount of lip products that I used up. And then for my perfumes, these are the ones I used up. 2 full size from Bath & Body Works. One in Forever Red, the other one is Fresh Sparkling Snow. And this little one from Body Fantasy Signature in the Sweet Berry Fantasy. I think this is like a travel size. I don't think this is a full size. Then just 1 full size perfume, the Marc Jacobs Noir. Love it, so sad that it's been discontinued. I have these deluxe size samples from Clinique. This is a Clinique Happy, Clinique Happy Heart, and Clinique Happy Bloom. Really enjoyed all 3 scents. I think they smell really nice. And then I have more deluxe size samples here. This is the one from Ariana Grande that I just showed you in my last empties. Another one of the Clinique Happy. The light blue from Dolce & Gabbana. I have this one from Coach. I don't know what the name is. It just says Coach. And then this one from Victor and Rolf, the Flower Bomb. So these are just kind of like deluxe size samples. These are just the regular samplers, perfumes. This one is from another Flower Bomb from Victor Rolf. This is from Givenchy. Irresistible from Jo Malone. This is the English Pear and Freesia, my favorite scent from Jo Malone. Then from Ralph Lauren Romance, really enjoyed that one. Voce Vita from, who is this from? Valentino. Alien Goddess from Mugler. I really enjoyed this one. This one was a little bit coconutty, like beachy. This one doesn't say anything. I think this one was from Billie Eilish. Then My Way from Lancome, I think. Oh no, Giorgio Armani. And another Flower Bomb from Victor and Rolf. When it comes to prices, I only calculate the full size. I don't calculate prices for these little guys. And then last but not least, I have these 3 nail polishes. These are not included in the cost amount that I used up, but I still wanted to share with you guys. I did have a project polish that I was doing in 2022, but kind of gave up on that because I wasn't really caring to do my nails. So yeah, I did manage still though to use up these 3. This is a full size from Sally Hansen, the Hardest Nails Extreme Wear in the color Cherry Red. Really enjoy this nail polish. I've used multiple bottles of this. Then 2 from Sephora Formula X minis. Sephora no longer has this, but I did buy like all the little kits when they were available. One was a nudie color and the other one was a light baby pink. So 3 nail polishes this year. We'll see if I can get any use, if I can use up any more in the next year. There you have it, guys. Those are all the products I used up, and I have my little notebook here to give you guys total. So we are comparing my makeup usage from last year 2022 to the year before 2021. So starting off with primers, in this year I used up 7. 2021 I used up 10, so I used up 3 less, sorry. For foundations, I used 1 less this year. No, I used up 1 more, sorry. This is gonna get confusing. I apologize in advance. For foundations, I used up 3 liquid and 1 powder, whereas the year before I used 2 liquid and 1 powder. From concealers, I used up 4, believe it or not, and the year before I only used up 2. Face powders, about the same. This year I used 12. Last year, or the year before, I used up 11. Then for bronzers, I used up 3 powders and 1 cream, whereas the year before I used 2 powders and 1 cream. It seems like I always use 1 cream. For blush, I used up 3 cream blushes, but no powder blushes at all. It took me all year to use up the 3 cream ones that I had. And the year before, I had used up 2 powders and 1 cream. So overall, 3 and 3 kind of stay the same. For highlighters, this was a big one. For highlighters, I used up 7 powder highlighters and 5 cream ones, whereas the year before, I used up 3 powder and 4 cream ones. And I think the fact that I used up that ABH palette really helped pump up the numbers. For setting sprays, I used up 6 this year. The year before, I used up 4. For brow colored products, I used up only 2. The year before, I had finished 6. So that's quite a drastic decrease. But I think it's because I started using a powder from ABH that I didn't finish. So there's that. For brow gels, the clear brow gels, I used up 4. The year before, I had used only 2. For regular eyeshadows, I used 18, and the year before I also used 18, so that stayed exactly the same. Cream shadows, again, exactly the same. I used up 4 in 2022 and 4 the year before. For eyeshadow primers, I used up 1, that one from Kat Von D, and the year before I had used up 3. So how I did that, I have no idea. Then for pencil liners, this year I used up 3, year before I used 4. Liquid liners, I used 2, the year before I used 3. Lash primers stayed the same, this year 2 and last year 2. Mascara, again the same, this year 9, last year 9. Lip primers, technically I used up 1, but I mentioned in the video that I did use that as lip balm and not as a primer, but since it's a primer, I put it in the lip primer category. Year before then, I didn't have any lip primers. I'm not planning on buying any lip primers, so I'm gonna go back to 0 in that category. Lip liners, I didn't have any this year. I had used them up all last year, so I didn't use up any. Last year I had used up 1. Then for lipsticks, I used up 9. Now lipsticks counts as liquid lipsticks, and the lipstick bullets, lip crayons, things like that, I used up 9. The year before though, I did use 13. I was kind of surprised because I thought I had used more than I did last year, but apparently not. Lip glosses, I used up 5. The year before I used up 4. Lip balms, this year I used up 7, which is quite a bit. And last year I used up 4. For perfume and body sprays and stuff like that, I used up 4, and last year also I used up 4. And for the perfume minis, deluxe size samples and samples, I used up 8 deluxe size samples or mini perfumes and 9 little samples. Whereas the year before, again, I had used 8 deluxe size samples, but I had used 17 little mini sprayers, so that's quite a bit. I went ahead and I added one more category, which was nail polishes, and I don't have a number for the year before, but this year I have 3 that I used up. So for total number of products used up, it was 143. And last year I used up 145. So if I wasn't including that extra category of nail polishes, I would have been at 140, making me have used 5 products less than last year. So we'll go with that. And money wise, the price is $1,291.80 approximately. Whereas last year I used up $1,342.15 with a difference of about $50.35. So about the same. I do think, however, this is my lowest category, like money wise. But I think that as my collection, as I go through my project panning, and I have already used up a lot of my deluxe size samples, a lot of my used up stuff, and I have a lot of new stuff in my collection. It's obviously taking me longer to use that stuff up, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I was able to get another 140 products out of my collection. I will take it, and about $1,200 out of usage. Now, I mean, net worth. It's not what I paid for these items, I will say that. This is just like the suggested price that comes up when I look up the product, just because I do buy a lot of things on sale with coupons, with points at Ulta, discounts and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily buy everything at full price. So take all those numbers with a grain of salt. And I know my collection is controversial, and I know my style of project panning is controversial. A lot of people ask, you know, why are you so determined to use up your stuff? You should rotate through it. Don't let it go bad, blah, blah, blah. Everybody has their own opinion about it, but it's a lot more satisfying to me to see those like empty packages going out of the way rather than having a bunch of packages with empty spots in it. I hope that makes sense. It's just my personal preference. You know, we all have our project panning ways that work for us, and that's just what works for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's always so fun to film this video, and it's like some of this stuff is like, oh my gosh, did I use this year? It feels like I used it like 2 years ago. It's amazing how you forget what you've used up, especially at the beginning of the year. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.